Good morning. So this is day 2, July 2nd. Back in the saddle of doing our videos on YouTube. If you would, please subscribe to the channel and like the video and share it if you would. Yesterday was just putting our toe back in the water. I hope those of you that saw it got some value out of it. There's just so much going on in the world these days, and I have to be so careful from a lot of perspectives as to what I say. As I mentioned yesterday, for those of you that missed it, um, YouTube took down one of my videos. Um, they they gave me a warning on another. I got called into the diocese on another video to talk about the use of social media because I am, an ordained deacon in the Catholic Church, and um, we have to be obedient, in a lot of respects. Um, and so I'm back in the saddle, and I'm trying to be a little bit more careful as to what I cover and what I say. Um, But today I'd like to focus on a couple of things. First, I'd like to share with everybody that, I do a TV show on Catholic Life Television, which you can go online and get all the archive shows. It's the Diocese of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, diobr.org. And the Catholic Life Television is part of the diocese. And I do um, shows called Catholic Life, Ordinary People with Extraordinary Faith. And it's fun to do. It's interesting. I get to interview a lot of good people. And one of the blessings that I've had recently is I was able to interview the First Lady of the state of Louisiana for 3 shows. One was just um, kind of a throw in because she has written a book, which is basically a daily meditation based upon the Psalms. And it hadn't even been released yet. And we let the cat out the bag and talked about it, how she came about writing it. It was a very pleasure to give her that forum to talk about her book. And Miss Donna is a really wonderful Catholic lady. And I like talking to her. I like being with her. She has a good spirit about her, and I really feel warm. And I know there's nothing politics about it. She's not in the politics when we talk, so I don't want to get into anything about the state or the governor or any of that kind of stuff. But the 2 shows that I did with her on the side of that, one dealt with foster parenting and foster homes and foster children, which is a very interesting topic because the need for foster parenting is huge, and the need for support for foster parents is huge. I had interviewed a couple ladies that started a nonprofit called the Foster Village, and what they did was um, they accumulated through donations and other sources things that foster parents might need. Let me give you an example. So you sign up to be a foster parent, and you have to go through some training and that sort of thing, and you finish and you get certified. It could be, and it has happened, that day or the next day you get a call and there's a child that they would like for you to take as a foster child, and that child might be an infant. And so all of a sudden you have to have a infant car seat, a baby bed, um, diapers, food, all sorts of things that you really didn't have a chance to prepare for. And so where do you get those things? Well, Foster Village saw that need, and they jumped in there and tried to provide a place for some of that support. That interview is on there also. Um, but the First Lady is very much involved with the promotion of foster care, and there are state agencies, and there's a lot of uh, judicial parts of that, and that was uh, a very good, strong interview. But on the side of that, we talked about child trafficking, and this is a sad um, topic to talk about, and a lot of people don't want to talk about it, but we need to talk about it, and it's becoming more and more in the open with certain things going on that may magnify this whole problem. For example, um, you see this problem at the border, and you know that there are um, uh, people taking advantage of these kids, and some of them are being trafficked. So I'm not going to get into an argument about it. I'm just going to tell you that that is a reality. And what happens to those kids is terrible because some of those kids are abused. Some of those kids are sold. Some of those kids, it's just a big thing that gets into um, um, some of the realities of that. The second part of it is a more insidious, subtle thing that I just want you to be aware of. I'm not going to uh, make an opinion on it one way or another, but I'm going to say that if you look at this whole situation with Epstein, who was a pedophile, and he was arrested in New York, and he supposedly committed suicide in jail. Well, there's more to that story, and some of it ties in with child trafficking. And I'm only sharing this with you now so that you can raise your antennas and be aware that when some of this comes out, that you take the time to look into it and see that there is an insidious problem potentially out there that's broad enough to be a major um, moral problem in our world. Let me also tell you to be aware that um, Epstein's partner in crime, Giselle, whatever her name is, they are unsealing her testimony. It was under seal. The judge ordered it unsealed. Some facts are going to come out now that are going to be uncomfortable for a lot of people. And I want you to just be aware of it because as it comes out, it's incumbent upon us to be knowledgeable about things. We can't just put our head in the sand and think that these things don't happen. And so when it comes to trafficking, the First Lady very accurately said that, the I-10 corridor is a place where a lot of these children are trafficked from one place to another, state by state. And we have been very blessed to be able to intercept some of this activity and and be a negative deterrent on some of this. So it's a big thing going on, and I just wanted people um, to be aware of it. Now, I know people tend to not want to get involved with stuff. They sometimes want to just keep doing what they do. They don't want to challenge themselves. But I'm going to challenge you today to um, be aware of things going on in the world because things may not be as they appear to be. And sometimes things are right in your face and you don't even see it. And if you did, it might scare you. Um, I'm not going to get into any tremendous amount of details except to say that there's a lot of information that you can get if you want to look up information about some of the things you hear about. Oh, is that really true? Is it really true that they're um, might be some problem with the Clinton Foundation, for example, or with Trump, or whatever it is. Um, go get facts. Don't go to opinion sources. Don't go to Fox News. Don't go to CNN. Don't go to MSNBC. Go try to get the actual data. And when you go get the data, you will become more knowledgeable, more involved, and then you can strike a balance between what you believe and what is real. And sometimes those two come together. So I just want to share that with you. It's a thorny topic. I did have an opportunity to talk to the First Lady. I encourage you to go to DIOBR Catholic Life Television. Look at the archives. You'll see that I did the show with Miss Donna Edwards, and you might enjoy that show on to the topics that she and I covered. So this is another day, a right day. This is day 2. I'll try to do this on a daily basis. Not sure if I'll do it on the weekends. I'm really excited because my daughter and her family are coming in from Kansas. They're driving in as I record this, and she's going to be here for a few weeks and get a chance to spend some time with the grandkids, and I'm really excited about that. So maybe when I do one of these, you might see one of those kids walk by or come in, and I can introduce you to them. So anyway, with that, I'm going to sign off now and tell you that God is wonderful. We are all blessed beyond what we can imagine. No matter how bad things are, there's always something good going on in our life if we look at it from the positive perspective. So take care. God bless, and I'll be with you again tomorrow.